Yeah, I'm about to get on the treadmill and listen. That's right, honey. Get your steps in. Get your steps in. Not really. Nah, I'm a terrible actor. I am not good at acting. I've tried to act before. It's not my forte. I'm really bad at it. The men's gonna lie. Mia, yeah, you know they are. Yes. So, can we ask the question? Can we ask the question? Why are men afraid of marriage? Why are men afraid of marriage? I have my own suspicions and theories, but I'm gonna let the men's answer.
Yo, what up?
What's up, brother? What's happening?
Yeah, so I mean, this is actually a good question that you're asking for once. So shout out to that. I mean,
For
usually your
one,
lives are
for
kind of
once.
cringe. Hey, you actually have it. This is a good topic. I'll give you props here.
Okay.
But
Always the backhanded compliments. You guys are
no, no,
funny.
no, not you're actually a smart guy. Once in a while, but you
See?
have a lot of
You
bad
can't
takes.
even. You
But
can't.
I actually respect you as an intellect.
Yeah, we are not Tom and Jerry. It's okay. You could either just compliment me or not compliment me at all. I'm good with either one. It's the backhanded compliments where I be wanting to really give you a real backhand. Like that's the shit that annoys me. Don't do that. There's no need for that. You can just say what you can just say. Hey, I respect this topic. Let's talk about it. Cool. You don't got to be. Oh yeah, you're kind of smart sometimes, dummy, genius. Like don't you don't got to do all that weird shit. We're
No,
good.
no,
I hear
but
you.
beyond that, okay, this topic, we could look at the stats. Who initiates the majority of divorces?
Men. No, I'm just playing. Women do.
Yeah. And
Mhm.
who has more to lose following a divorce financially?
Women.
It's not true. I mean, who pays the majority of alimony?
Nobody. Oh, the majority of alimony. I mean, only like less than 10% of people get alimony. So I don't even want to talk about that. 90% of people get divorced don't pay alimony. So there you
So
go.
it's a simple fact. Men are just afraid, and plus, a lot of women nowadays, they've not made themselves wifey material. Like
But why do
it,
men? So you think men don't want to get married because women are not quote unquote wifey material?
nowadays, definitely, and like a lot of women are very hostile to traditional gender roles and
Yeah.
acting like a wife. So I mean, that causes more problems.
You don't have to fit a gender role to act like a wife. Uh, and what does acting like a wife mean?
Fulfilling the duties that constitute the general role of a wife in a marriage. There's obligations for the husband, there's obligations for the wife, and a
Be
lot of
specific.
women don't understand those obligations.
What are those obligations?
To be the nurturer
Mhm.
in the household when it comes to parenting,
So most women aren't the
to
so most
complement the
wait, wait, wait.
husband,
So most
to
women
let
don't
the man
nurture.
lead. The
They're
man
not the
is
nurturer.
the leader.
Hold on. So most women are nurturing.
Women by nature are better nurturers than men.
Okay. So answer the question.
Yes, they
So
are.
they are. So they fulfill that role because we know they do the majority of the child rearing. Keep going. What's the other one?
Child rearing,
They do that. They do that.
letting the man lead.
What do you mean let the man lead?
Yeah, in the dynamics of a household, it's like a car. If two people are trying to drive the steer the car at the same time, the car's going to crash. So
Yes.
it's letting the man exercise his place in the family dynamic.
Not really though. That's not that'd be a bad because I'll give you a step. So let's say the man doesn't know where he's going. He's driving, but he doesn't know where he's going. But the wife knows where to go. Shouldn't he listen to the wife?
Yeah, I don't think there's nothing wrong with listening to your wife,
Okay.
but it's about her understanding the man's place and respecting his authority as the final decision maker.
I disagree with all of that. Eggs, but let me ask A a question. A, you said that I'm denigrating men. How am I denigrating men?
In pretty much all your lives, you deflect every single issue within a relationship or within society to the men. Like, women are never responsible for anything,
What are
pretty
women
much,
responsible for?
for their part in
No,
conflict
no,
within a
no, no, no,
relationship.
no, 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 no. What are they responsible for? Be specific.
If you ask me that question for men, I wouldn't be able to answer it specifically unless you showed me
I
like a
could.
specific.
I can answer it.
relationship.
I give you a bunch of answers for men. Try
Thank
one. You want me to do it right now? I'll do 5. You give me 1.
Okay.
Okay. Interpersonal violence, right? Man to woman, right? Just right off the rip, we're going to do that. Neglect. We're talking about relationships only because we don't want to talk about societally, because you said in society too. So if I talk societally, it's not even. We know that that's not even close, right? But you want to talk about in relationships. So men are going to be the largest perpetrators of interpersonal violence, right? They're going to be the largest. They're going to be the ones to neglect the most, the children and the women, right? Men cheat twice as much as women do. Men financially abuse women 10 times more than women. I don't even know what the numbers are for women financially abusing.
Wait, how do you define financial abuse?
Financial abuse would be you using you being the breadwinner to control a woman.
Okay.
Yeah. And let me see, there's a lot for the last one. Not listening, not growing, being misogynistic. So like what Andrew Late's talking about, like having, trying to put women in these like gender role boxes, being combative. Men are extremely combative in relationships. We don't listen. Men are undereducated. They're less educated than the average woman is. A lot of
educated in different ways because
no, they're not. They're just more educated. Women are just more formally educated than women are.
Yeah, because the careers they tend to go into require an education, like social work, teaching, nursing, those require an education.
No. High school girls versus high school boys. High school girls are more educated. High school girls can read better. They're more literate.
Not the education system is.
Hey, stop saying yeah and then deflecting. Because it's not, you don't know. You already tried to deflect. I'm trying to keep you honest here, right? So don't do that. You don't know the answer to it. You're just making up stuff to argue. Now,
I read about this topic.
You haven't read about it. Now, I've given you more than enough reasons I think that would show you what I'm talking about. Can you give me one?
Okay, so you said men are more combative in a relationship, which is a subjective thing.
It's not subjective.
Unless you're basing it solely off of interpersonal violence, which isn't the only form of combativeness, because women are also pretty combative in relationships as well.
No, they're not. But can you?
I've been in relationships where
okay,
I've been hit and yelled at and screamed at. I just didn't report it.
Okay. Can you give me one thing that women overwhelmingly do more than men? One thing in a relationship.
Divorce men.
That's not a thing. That's not a thing. That is the end result of abuse. Can you give me one?
Always the end result. It's not even.
That is the end. Hey, hold on, sir. Hold on. I said interpersonal violence. That can lead to divorce. So if a woman decides to divorce a man because he is violent against her, the divorce isn't the reason they got divorced. The divorce is
interpersonal violence isn't even. That probably doesn't even make up a tenth of the reason for divorce.
You do not know the
majority of people aren't beating their wives.
Like what? Say the majority of people are, but men overwhelmingly
men are not beating their wives. Hey, only if you live in like a really
stop. You don't know what you're talking about.
Socioeconomic area.
Hold on. So you don't know what you're talking about, right? I was giving you grace and space and opportunity to, take your ignorant comment you made, right? And I wanted to give you the opportunity to push back and give us a valid pushback. But here we are, no valid pushback in sight.
Well, how likely is it that a man is going to report being physically assaulted by a woman? It's not likely.
It's not. Women reporting physical violence is unlikely too.
It's far greater.
It's greater because the threat of violence for women is much higher. So the thing about the whole like men don't report violence as much as women, there's a lot that goes into that, right? Definitely men are going to get, ostracized for that, but so are women, right? But the thing that overrides that fear of being ostracized Joya said, have him stand on business with one. I'm trying to when he comes back. But the reason why men don't report it also is because the threat of violence just isn't as high. It's just not. Like that woman, like for the most part, you're not really worried about, oh man, she gonna try to unalive me or she gonna get. It's not that. That's not what you're worried about. But with the man, from a man to a woman, that woman, she don't want to go to the police. She know the police ain't gonna listen to her. She know she gonna get ostracized. But the fear of her being unalived by that man overrides the other fear of being ostracized. So yeah, more women end up going to the police to report the abuse. Those two reasons, men not having to necessarily, I won't say never. I don't use words like never and always, but just generally speaking, even if your girl hits you in the face and you don't hit her back, and good on you if you don't hit her back, right? But if your woman hits you in the face, you're not thinking, oh my God, she might unalive me.
I'd argue a lot of women are willing to throw hands at their partner because they don't fear the consequences.
Say it again.
A lot of women are very comfortable with throwing hands at their partners, and I've seen it multiple times because they don't fear consequences for the actions.
So what?
So you're saying that's a normal behavior?
Apparently, you just said you see it all. You said you see it all the time, so that would make it normal, right?
Yeah, because the guy knows the consequences of getting violent with her will far be more detrimental to him. But it's a simple fact that women are very comfortable.
No. I'm not saying that most women do that. I was just saying that in the cases when women feel comfortable, like that's just not true. Men ain't afraid of going to jail either, because most men don't go to jail for beating on their wives. This shit was legal for fucking 100 years. Most men
don't beat their wives, so
I didn't say they did. Okay, listen closely. This is what I'm saying. Y'all proving my point. Men don't listen. Men are combative for no reason. I never said all men beat their wife. I didn't say most men do. A lot of men do, first and foremost. Secondly, the majority of interpersonal violence is man to woman. I don't care how y'all try to misinterpret those numbers. That is not what those numbers say. The numbers don't say women are more violent than men in relationships.
Yeah,
they're not.
Over that. It's because men
are more violent towards women, especially when the woman is pregnant. Men don't get pregnant. Last time I checked, males don't get pregnant. I'm sorry. Males don't get pregnant last time I checked, right? So men don't really ever have a place in the relationship where they're at their most vulnerable. Women do. And the violence goes up exponentially when women are pregnant, right?
I know, but the consequences of a man being violent with a woman are far greater.
They're not.
Because people will believe the woman and
she'll tell. They don't. They don't believe the women.
The police will side with the woman.
They don't. All of that is a lie. All of that is a lie. All of that is a lie. You're lying. I've experienced it. The numbers don't say that. What you're saying is a lie, without a doubt. You know what? Speaking of it, I'm glad you mentioned that. There's a show right now on Netflix. I just got done watching episode 3 last night. It's called it's like My Ex, something about the ex. I forgot what it's called. Y'all remember what it's called? It's called some X, Crazy X, or Worst X Ever. This woman went to the police. In the first 2 episodes, the men could have been stopped before they did the things that they did, because the women went and reported it to the police, and the police did nothing. They didn't believe them. They didn't trust them. In the second episode, this man set this woman up. She was in there telling them like, yeah, this dude set me up. They didn't listen to her. Oh, she was raped. She was raped by the man. And that was moving along. And then I can't ruin it for you if you ever go watch it, but police don't listen to women when they go report the shit. Also, y'all do know that about 40% of police officers openly admit to being abusers themselves. So you think that they're going to take abuse seriously? The same people who openly admit to abusing their spouses are then going to turn around and punish people who abuse their spouses? Like, y'all don't make no fucking sense. Police don't listen to women. Period.
I mean, it doesn't change the fact judges, when it goes to court and it's for domestic abuse and other things, the judge tends to side with the women.
I am not listening to this argument. It's not worth it. It's dumb. You just keep lying. You just pivot it. Now you're pivoting and you're pivoting some more. It's a lie. Everything you're saying is a lie. It's not factual. You're just making up stuff. Okay? Let's leave it alone. I hate having these discussions with you guys because it doesn't matter what evidence I present for you. It doesn't matter what logic I give you. You're going to just pivot and lie. The same thing A just did. A came up here, said the same stupid shit you be saying. I asked him to give us one example. By the way, he ran. Didn't give us one example. Hey, where you at? I'm still waiting on that one example. I gave you 7. You didn't give me 1. You said you were going to give me 1. You said I'm denigrating men by telling the truth about men. That's denigrating men. Telling. That's very telling. That men think that I'm denigrating men by being honest about men and not lying about men.
Have you heard the statement, it's all men till it's no men?
Yes.
So what do you think is implied by that statement?
That men are so terrible as a collective that women can't trust any man because how would they know?
See, so there's a general movement to demonize.
Shout out Tisha. She paid the whole 50 to drop him. You ain't got to worry about that. I wish A was up here still because I want to have that conversation. Bonji Baby said, marriage holds people accountable. Accountability is lava to them. The floor is lava. She said accountability is lava to men. Interesting. I'm going to tell y'all why I think men don't want to get divorced. I mean, why I think men don't want to get married, right? I think men don't want to get married pretty much for the sole purpose of once men get married to women, we lose that bargaining chip to control a woman, right? We lose that bargaining chip. If we have that bargaining chip of no, marriage is not a biblical thing. If we lose that bargaining chip to hold over a woman's head, right? Oh, like Andrew Lake was saying, like, you're not wifey material enough. You need to change your behavior. Or the things that like Big Sean was saying about Janae Aiko, like, I just feel like we need to do a lot more before we get there. The whole time having kids with this woman. Like, that's the type of stuff that men do to manipulate women. So they use marriage, they dangle marriage in front of a woman like a carrot in front of a horse. That's what it is. That's why I think men, they're afraid of losing that power, right? They also may be afraid of losing half of their shit. But the thing about that is that I think even the dumbest of y'all know that it's not your shit, right?